Okay. All right. So we're going to call the regular meeting of the Kent Inland Wetlands Commission to order, 7:01 maybe. And for the record, show that regular members Mark Smith, Paul Yigid, Lynn Warner, Ken Johnson are here, along with Donna Hayes, our land use administrator. And we have some guests as well, Wes Wyrick, Sam Greenbaum, John Mack. That's what I can see. So,
Right. I have an add to the agenda, if I might. I just want to add special meeting minutes of August 17th, the Planning and Zoning and Inland Wetlands Hiring Subcommittee.
Was that in the up
Yes,
online?
that was in the public meeting folder.
But you need the motion to add it.
Need a motion.
I need the
Yeah.
motion to add it. Yes.
So moved.
Thanks, Marge.
I'll second.
Thanks, Paul.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Okay. Okay, we can take the minutes one at a time, or we can take them as a group. Did everybody have a chance to read the August minutes?
Yeah, I just had two small corrections on page 5, the last page
Of
of the
which
regular
minutes?
minutes.
Of July 25 or July
Yeah,
19? July 25.
the,
Page 5?
you ready?
Yep.
Yeah, and the sort of the middle of the big paragraph talking about Ms. Warner said, to be fair to Ms. Rabinowitz, the commission needs to give her a sense of timing due to her hectic schedule. The two words just need to be flipped. It says due
Oh.
to hectic her schedule. And then I think at the end of the second paragraph, I think says the commission moved on to the next item on the agenda. Not moved
Or
on to the
agenda
next
item.
agenda. Other than that, good job. That's a lot of minutes.
Thanks.
Thanks, Marge. Anybody else have any other little comments or big comments? So with those changes, do we have a motion to approve the regular meeting minutes of July 25th, 2022?
I'll make a motion to approve the regular meeting minutes of July 25th, 2022 with the corrections as noted.
Thank you.
Seconded.
Thank you. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed or abstention? Okay, so why don't we just take the minutes of the special meeting on July 19th? Any comments or corrections?
No,
Okay. Do we have a motion?
sure. I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of the special meeting of July 19th as written.
Marge, second?
Seconded.
Thanks, Ken. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention. Okay, and then that leaves the special meeting minutes of the hiring subcommittee. Was that August 17th, Donna?
Yes.
I
Thought
did
they
not
were good,
read those, so
Paul.
I can't.
So
Yeah,
it really
Well,
should
you
be
actually-
Lynn and Paul, right?
yeah, I'll make a motion to approve the special meeting minutes of the hiring subcommittee for August 17th, 2022 as written.
I'll
And I'll
second.
second.
Okay, Lynn
For
second.
the purpose of quorum, those of you who weren't present can vote on these minutes, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So we've got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention. Okay, great. Thank you. All right. Moving right along, I wonder, Donna, do we have any place on the agenda to discuss What's happened? With
No,
regard
you
to
know
the
what? We
subcommittee?
don't.
Do we want to bring that up in verbal?
Yes, I will do
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
All right,
I will do that in verbal.
all right. Very good. All righty, so next up then, application 128722, Wyrick Associates for Natalia and Oleski Novikova.
Novikova.
All right, Novikova. Construction of a new single-family dwelling, septic, driveway extension, associated site work. And Wes is here. And Wes, if you could just walk us through what's going on here, and what the wetland implications are.
Sure. Donna, could you share that map on the screen?
Yeah, I'm looking for it now.
Okay, thanks.
Hey, Wes, is that interior lot then at the end of Stonewall?
Yes, it is.
It is, the one right by that little bridge.
Across the bridge. That's right.
Okay,
Yep.
Okay, so this, I'm gonna share Brian Neff's plan. Really, because he has on this septic system plan, the location, which is right here, of the 200-foot regulated setback from the stream that runs through the conservation easement area.
Can you make that a little bit bigger, teeny bit bigger?
Sure,
Okay, so the setback area is the red line.
is this line right here.
So everything within that is in the regulated area.
Exactly. With
And how-
the stream is down here.
Yep.
And this is the easement area that's held with the Northwest Conservation Land Conservancy.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
What are the rules regarding a septic system that is in the regulated area? Is it
Nothing-
perfect? Is it allowable? It must be, it's
Yeah.
here.
Yes, yeah, it's allowable,
And-
but it's only allowable as long as there are wetland approvals.
And how close is the closest part of that septic system to that stream?
Looks like 84 feet,
94, I think.
94.
Okay, so Wes, you want to walk us through what we're looking at here?
Well, it's truly the septic system that Brian Neff laid out, got Torrington Area Health approval on it. And we're here at Wetlands to review it. It's really there because of grade. So Brian is not here, right, Donna?
No, he's not.
Okay. So Brian Neff, as you know, lays it out in the best, most advantageous spot. The house itself could be pushed back, but it's not. It's really the septic. The house itself is within 180 feet of the stream.
So what is
And
that red line now?
This red line right here,
Yeah,
this is the septic, this is the, not the septic, but the 200 regulated setback area.
okay. And it's from the stream itself, is that right? There's no other wetland soils here?
No, it's from the stream itself.
Sorry. Go ahead, Wes, sorry about that.
so the house, there's as you get further back on the property, it shows on my site plan, but as you go further back in here, it becomes quite steep. So that was one reason for positioning the house where we did. And also the tree cover. There's a very minimal amount. Most of the trees remain, only in the house area are they removed.
So where it says proposed future barn, proposed future pool, that's not part of this application, is that right?
It's not, it's not.
Another question here. Has the, what did they call it? The health or the sewer department? I forgot what they call the commission. Has that already been approved, that septic system as we see it?
I believe it has. Donna, is that, we've got Torrington Area Health approval, right?
Yes,
It's subject to wetlands approval.
it's subject to
Okay.
wetlands approval. Yeah, I don't have
I see.
Torrington Area Health approval yet. I don't think so.
No, there was a permit issued on it.
Right.
But it's 94 feet from the stream, correct? At
Correct.
its closest point, is that right?
Correct.
And
Well,
are there?
Yes.
I was
So
going to
Kathy,
say,
I'm sorry, Kathy did approve it.
Are there trees where that proposed septic system is that would be cut down? Wes?
Of no, they're very small in diameter. If there are, they're very small in diameter. There's no major trees.
about what is the elevation difference between the ground over the septic system versus the elevation of the brook?
I would say it's, we don't, where it hits the easement, there's a 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, about 20 feet.
So I would guess that the liquids from the septic, by the time they got down to the brook area, would have had enough filtration that should be okay. That's my guesstimate.
Donna, do we need anything from Northwest Connecticut?
Yes,
Plan, whatever they-
I did. I sent this over to them. Paul Elkonen, who was one of the conservation managers, has moved on. I can't think of her name right now. It went right out of my head. But the other girl that was taking care of all the easements is out on maternity leave. So I'm working with somebody else within the organization. She is aware of it and she's going to provide a letter. So I can't issue the zoning permit without that. So, they are aware of it. I had sent her all of this information. So she said she would get me a letter.
Okay,
So also to point out, the bridge is existing, so we're not crossing the stream with anything new. The new part of the driveway picks up way past the bridge.
So this is where
How far
the
back?
driveway picks up here.
where? I'm sorry.
Can you see my cursor?
I can. Where's the bridge on this map?
The bridge is not on this map. The bridge is down
Okay.
probably like, right here.
Okay, thank you.
And that was approved in a previous application. So this is just a driveway extension from this driveway here. It extends into the property and then to the house. Oh, I keep getting these things.
So on this map, Wes, where it says proposed future drive court,
Yes,
the existing driveway, there's an addition to the existing driveway that ends right about where with regard to this application, right there?
right where you have the cursor,
We might want to make that clear on the map.
okay?
Um,
I think it's clear on my map. Again, this is Brian Neff's. You should also have my
it's
map.
not clear. I do have your map, and it's not clear where
Okay,
the new driveway starts
okay,
and
we'll
ends.
certainly make that clear. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I can see it. It is clear where it ends, but not where it starts. Yeah.
okay. Yep.
Also on Wes's map, you can see the location of the current bridge.
Yep.
Do you want me to share that or do you guys have that?
Got it.
I have
On
it.
that, Lynn,
Got it.
on that proposed future drive court, if you look at Wes's map, you can see the existing driveway is outlined in a solid line and the proposed area that you were questioning is in a dotted line, so.
Right.
Yeah, it looks
And
like,
that's funny. On Brian's, it's opposite.
Yeah,
yeah, and I mean, are you saying, Wes, that the existing driveway goes right up and includes that area?
No, that's not, no, it ends, Donna,
Right here, right?
well, that's the end of the
No.
new area. But it
The existing
begins
drive-
probably 100 so feet beyond the existing bridge.
Okay. So that would just be good to have that on the map, on one map. So that we
Okay,
know.
I'll make sure it is. Yep.
Marge or Paul, do you have any other questions?
No.
I don't have any question. I'm familiar with the lot and, you know, I'm looking at this layout and it makes sense to me based on the topography. And I was just looking through the perk tests and, you know, it looks good. It makes sense.
Okay. Marge?
No, I was just gonna say, ask exactly that. What, if Paul knows the place, what does he think? And he just answered that question, so.
Okay, so this seems fairly straightforward for what is being proposed right now, which includes the house, the septic, the driveway, portion of the driveway. The rest is not included in this application, correct?
That's
Correct.
correct.
And then the silt fencing from the septic system install will stay in place during the construction of the house. Because
Okay.
the septic goes in first, right, Wes?
Not necessarily,
Okay,
but the silt fencing will be in place before anything is started.
okay.
Well,
we
I don't want to, can I ask one other question? Why wasn't the septic system put to the right of the house? Is it not a good area over there? Seems like a,
I think they did tests and there's the testing wasn't good. I believe there's ledge. I know Brian had his reasons.
oh, I see. Okay.
Well, I wonder if we couldn't ask Brian to tell us about that for the next meeting. We can't act on the application tonight anyway.
Right.
Wes, we'll have to-
We'll make sure Brian's at the next meeting.
Okay, great. Well, if there are no any other questions for Wes while he's here right now, we could take a motion to table this application to the next regular meeting. And we'll be looking perhaps for more information about why the septic is here and not perhaps to the side of the house.
I came in halfway through this,
Anything
and I don't mean to ask anyone to repeat something, but why is all the,
I can.
hi, sorry. Did we already understand why the work that's on this application is all in the regulated zone as opposed to the proposed future work that's all outside of it?
Theoretically,
Just-
it has to do with the steepness of the slope.
I just
Yeah,
asked that same question.
No,
Yeah, no.
you asked about the septic, and that
Right.
I'm looking at
The
the whole layout of everything.
Right.
the steepness of the slope, and Wes also indicated that the area of the proposed house and septic has the least amount of trees currently, cleared area.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I guess I was thinking about that too. The proposed work is all in places that are problematic. but they're smaller. They're smaller, units, and it would be good to have a conversation with Brian about that at the next meeting.
Just looking at the topography, it looks flatter up by the pool and the barn and the drive court. So
I mean, right behind the proposed house site?
yeah, those, I mean, the whole proposed drive court falls within 4 feet of elevation from one side to the other. It's
Yeah.
the future pool's almost entirely within the same 2 foot of grade. So
I think the point is if you move the house back, then those things have to go back. So the proposed future barn and the future pool would then be in the area that is very steep.
well, maybe this property doesn't accommodate those features then,
Yeah,
without going in
that's a
the
fair
regulated zone.
That's a fair question, and I think we need to have.
I think
Brian
some of the
share
other
that.
things is, the location of the septic system, I would assume is based on the deep hole tests and the perk tests. There's a lot of ledge up in that area. So if,
And that very well could be it. I'm just asking.
yeah,
because I wasn't privy to it.
that's where I think Brian will be able to shed some light on this.
Right. Okay, any other questions? Okay, so let's make sure that Brian can be at the next regular meeting, and we need a motion to table this application to the next regular meeting.
So moved.
Seconded.
Thanks, Paul. Thanks, Ken Johnson. Any further discussion? Comments, questions?
No?
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Okey dokey.
Great, thank you very
Thanks,
much.
Les.
Thanks very much.
See you next month.
Great.
All right. Moving on, application 128922 sub. I'm not sure what that means. Donna?
Subdivision?
Oh, subdivision, okay. Tom Willis for High Watch Recovery Centers. Is anybody here for High Watch?
Hi, how's it going? I'm Jeremy Spath from Stuart Summers Company. John Mack is currently away on vacation and asked me just to step in for him.
What's your name again?
Jeremy Spath.
Okay, thanks.
Yep.
Donna, can you just walk us through why we're looking at this application?
The property originally belonged to the Palmers, and it consisted of 8.8 acres. The property was purchased, and now the applicant does want to split that one lot, that was 8.8 acres, into a total of 3 separate lots, which makes it a subdivision. Wetlands needs to review subdivisions before they go to planning and zoning. Plus the fact that if you look at, Jeremy, I don't know if you can share the plan that John had created. If
I would-
not, let me know. I might be able to do it.
I don't currently have it in front of me.
Okay, just give me 1 second then. Let me see if I
apologize
can
for that.
find it. That's okay.
And with that, it would be a shared drive as well. So it'd be 2 additional lots to an existing house.
So in the end, it would be 3 lots,
Yes,
2
Right.
sharing drive, and 1.
one
using-
shared drive.
You have to have, you
Drive.
can't. I'm sorry, Elaine, go ahead.
Lots using 1 shared drive, and the 3rd lot access off of Carter Road using the existing drive that going to the existing house,
Right,
correct?
yes.
Yeah.
That's okay. Yeah, and the only reason that we're pointing that out for the record is that you cannot have 3 lots coming off of 1 driveway unless 1 lot is considered an affordable house.
Hmm.
And there's a pond on the lot where the existing house is, the lot closest to Carter Road, right?
That is actually some existing wetlands that we just had the soil scientists able to go out there and flag it for us. We still haven't located it, our surveyors, but John went out and did a site walk and a field visit, and he managed just to do a from the soil scientist sketch representation, but we still have to locate that and send it to our surveyors. But it's a small.
We would
property.
actually need to see that before we could act on this application.
Yeah. John really just wanted me to take notes and send it through.
Okay, so then this would be the entrance off of Carter Road.
It would be down gradient of the wetlands.
Okay, and with this, supposedly the existing wetlands with flags 1 through 7. I guess my confusion is exactly where is the driveway and where is the proposed property line? And because everything in this area and here seems to be kind of all mushed together. And so for me, it's difficult to figure out where everything is.
Yep. So from my understanding, looking at this, John has it designed with the property line going down the driveway, the shared drive, with an easement. I don't know if you have the data accumulation plan, but that shows the easements for the drives, with a portion on lot 2 and a portion on lot 3, giving access to the other.
No, it's gotta be lot 1. It's gotta be lot 1.
Well, here's the property line that protects lot 1, which is this.
Yes.
Okay,
Then
so
you've
where's
got
the
a-
property line of lot?
So then you've got another property line. It looks,
Yeah.
that's what I lose. I can't, like, here's a property line here.
Mhm.
You see the next, there's 2 proposed property lines. Your mouse is touching one of them. You see-
Right.
it's- And then the next one's another inch of
Is
screen
that it,
space
or
to
is
the
that
right.
this, or is that the center of the driveway?
That
Both.
that is the property line running up the center of the shared driveway. And then there's another property line to the right of your cursor, which is the right line of lot 2. And on the left side, so there's
It's
a
here.
easement on the right side of the split drive, because it's a shared drive. The line will go right up the center of the shared drive with an
So
easement.
what's
to-
the property line?
Yes, that is the property line.
The line that goes right up the center of the driveway is the property line for which lot? I'm sorry, I've lost
2
the
and
2 here.
3.
Which lot?
2 and 3.
The proposed, not the existing. Nothing to do with the existing.
So what is the property line to the left of the cursor?
That is
This
the
one.
other.
What?
You have to go a little further. That's the left side of the driveway, right there.
Okay, where's the property line between,
Oh, I see it now.
I don't, so the property
Okay.
line between lot
Yeah,
three?
I think it's under
Yeah,
the,
yeah.
I
Yeah,
think the
you-
property
thanks.
line, I believe it's under that wire fence. If you look to the left of the driveway, there's a wire fence going all the way to the street, and that property line is underneath that fence.
So if you
Let's the
follow,
property line far.
so follow the property line from the back of the property. So
Yep.
it comes down this way,
Yep,
and then here it makes a cut.
Yes.
keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Okay, got it.
Got it? You,
So-
you gotta follow the whole thing.
Each of these lots have very long skinny fingers going out to Carter Road.
Right,
Yes.
Got it.
yeah.
Why? That seems really weird.
This is very strange. I don't know why he just didn't
Yeah.
put the driveway.
Being on a shared driveway, it's so there's no bickering back and forth over who has to maintain it. I see why they're doing it.
Yeah.
You're not crossing somebody else's property to get to your property. You're both
Yeah.
owning the driveway space.
Yeah, but if your easement is written in the proper way, there's a discussion in that easement about who's responsible for what. And you don't need the property line going down the middle. But
Right,
it's not
belt
my
and
property,
suspenders.
so I don't care what they do.
Yeah,
But-
belt and
Yeah,
suspenders.
I just think it's odd because it creates an entryway that is much wider ultimately than what's needed for the driveway.
Right.
And that just raises questions in my mind. But
Well,
in any
that's,
event,
that's just the property line. The driveway itself is gonna be standard width driveway. It's not gonna be the entire width.
I understand, but it creates the ability for contemplating something else in the future. But that's neither here nor there. So what happens is the property line, the new property line for the lot that has the house on it becomes, it becomes really important to know where that wetland is.
Right.
So we really need to have that on this site plan. All needs to be on the same site plan.
Yeah, as it's depicted, it's definitely within 100 feet of that driveway.
Yeah.
All right, I'll pass that along to John, and we'll be sure to add that.
And then what's that existing pond on the back of that first lot with the house, existing house?
This
It's
one
a
here?
pool, swimming pool.
Is that a pool? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's so small. It's so small on my insert too, I couldn't read it. Okay, very good.
And is that still there? Did they fill that in?
I haven't been to the property in a little while. Last I was there about 8 months ago, it was still there.
Okay,
I would have to talk to John again.
okay, that's fine.
And I'm not seeing any other wetlands marked on here. Is that correct? It's just
No.
those flags 1 through 7?
Yes, as far as John mentioned to me, it was just 1 through 7. It was just that one pocket right at the start.
Okay.
And it is uphill of ours.
Yeah. Looks really steep.
I'm sorry, I can't find the wetlands markers. Where is wetland markers on this map?
Right
No.
here,
Yeah.
Ken.
It's hard to see. But that's
I
gotta be
see.
another
Okay. I see.
setback. The regulated area from the wetland boundary also needs to be delineated on here.
Okay.
What is it, a vernal pool?
I haven't seen it. John, as I mentioned, we have to still locate it, surveyors.
There are a lot of little pocket wetlands around here, and there's also a
Yeah.
lot of lead. So there's a
Uh-huh.
lot of little like perched wetlands.
It's not a factor anyway, the way it appears.
Depends on how close it is to the driveway and what they're proposing to do to protect it while they construct the driveway. I guess
Well-
this is a subdivision, so those questions we wouldn't really deal with until they actually want to construct the driveway. Is that correct, Donna?
Right, yes. But your concerns are the things that the Planning and Zoning Commission will also take into consideration when they do their review.
Okay.
Now, if you look
Okay.
if you look at the north end of or excuse me, the top end is on the screen, at least. No, I shouldn't say north. Top end on the screen. There are contour markings right there. Yep, you see those going
Yeah.
left to right? That's really indicative of runoff and erosion.
Yeah.
For that to be pronounced there, I'm wondering if there's an unflagged wetland up there.
Or an intermittent stream could easily be.
Yeah, yeah.
Can you check that out as well?
Especially for it to be pronounced enough to show up, be taken into consideration doing a contour map. That's,
Jeremy, can you check that area, please, as well?
Yes, yep. Certainly.
Where is this in relation to Kent Stream, Kent Falls River, Kent Fall Brook? I always call it something different.
It's probably within the same watershed, but it's well to the right. So it's the way that we're looking on this map, the brook would be up. above,
Route 7, Route
Would be
7
here,
would be
right?
to the left.
Way
No,
up,
the other
way
way.
up.
Okay,
We're roughly
No, no.
southern.
Are you asking about Kent Falls Brook? Are you
Yes.
talking about Kent Falls Brook, Don? Yeah,
yeah,
it'd be way up.
okay.
Route
then
7 would be to the
down.
left of the map. Is that not correct?
That's correct.
Yeah,
That's correct.
So this is the
Actually, we need
area
to
in
look-
here is what you want to look at, right?
It would be good to have a location map that is better than what we have already, unless there are other materials that kind of put this property within the context of, so you can see where Kent Falls Brook is and, the wetlands, farther down on Dugan Road, would be probably good to kind of put this in the context of the larger area.
You know that.
It's really hard on this little map to see where this property is in relation to those things.
Yeah, I
It's
think
that
that's a
site.
great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You can see on that small map where Route 7 is, where Kent Falls is, and Kent Falls is some distance from this site.
Those have the.
I can't see where it is in relation to, you know, the area. Most
You'd
site
see-
maps will
You
give-
see Route 7
give
up in
you-
the,
I
really
think
want
you're
a real
looking at
site
two
map.
different maps.
Yeah, yeah.
I think what I'm sharing is not what Ken is looking at.
No, the
I
next
have
one has
I
a
have an
vicinity map
area.
on it.
He's looking
I
at
have
the
a
vicinity
larger
map.
area map that shows the site in relation to Route 7 and the Housatonic River.
Yeah,
I
it's a
think
teeny
that's the
tiny
Housatonic.
little vicinity map. It's not a real site map. Site
This one,
location map.
okay, so let's go here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop sharing. And I'm going to share. So this is the one, right? What you're looking at?
Yeah. And if you look
Yes.
up there, you can see that's what Ken's talking about. But it doesn't identify the parcel in relationship to the surrounding area.
Right. Yeah. So if it could be defined within this area right here.
Yeah.
With some approximate property lines for the. vicinity
Yeah.
map.
Yeah, in the vicinity map, that would be great.
Any other thoughts while we have and the applicant's rep here? Jeremy, I think we're gonna have to take action on this at the next regular meeting anyway. So maybe if we could get that additional information, that would be really helpful.
All right. I'll
Actually,
pass all that along.
maybe, that would be really helpful.
All right. Yeah, I'll pass all that along to John once he's back. Thank you.
Okay.
Cool.
Thank you very much.
Great, thank you.
Okay,
So we just need a motion to table this application to the next regular meeting.
I move that we table application number, what is the number?
128922. Oh,
1222
sorry, Lynn.
to the next meeting.
I'll second.
Thank you. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Okay. We're gonna move on to application 129022. This is Chris, I'm sorry, Perska? Is that how you say that? Or Dan Greenbaum and Jill?
I think it's Piersga.
It's Piersga.
Piersga?
Is anybody here for the applicant?
It doesn't look like it. And basically, from what he told me, the piers underneath the house that used to be called Lapping Waters Cottage are starting to decay, and they want to go in there and they want to install new piers. And the information that's in the meeting folder was all that I was able to get from him.
I didn't see anything.
Well, it's
I didn't
not,
see anything
it's
either.
not a complete, it's not a complete application. There's no site map, there's
Right.
no, nothing.
Right,
So
I
don't
agree.
even think- I don't think we can accept the application without it being complete.
I agree with you 100%.
So I'm concerned because it's now on the agenda. Is the clock ticking for them?
Yes, it is. And they were told that. They came in and gave me all this information on, I think it was the afternoon of the 18th.
I don't even see an application in the folder.
There's no,
Oh,
Oh,
you
I
know
found the
what?
application.
I bet you. Hold on one second. Give me 1 second.
I have an application here. 12/90/22.
Yeah,
right,
you
you and I
have
both
it.
do.
There it is.
You and I both do because we got paper packets, but,
Right. It's
not,
my fault.
on-
I scanned it and never put it in the folder. So let me do that now. Okay. Okay, so this is the application.
They-
Repair the piers under the structure.
I don't have a site plan, but I do have a low-level floor plan with pictures of the footings under the house that have to
So
be
this is-
replaced.
This is what you've got.
Yep, that's it. It doesn't show the location of the house on the lake. Are these piers all submerged? It doesn't show the location of the lot.
Right. I mean, and that's what I told him. I said, I said, this is fine. But they're not going to understand any of this. Like, where is the lake? I don't even know where the lake is. I'm assuming that the lake is here because that's the line of the cantilever. But I don't even know if that's the case.
Well, I think maybe we shouldn't have accepted the application because it's not complete.
I am
And I
not
don't know, what is-
disagreeing with you at all.
What is that?
This is a picture of the pier.
You have it upside down.
I'm trying to turn it.
There we go.
So these are the beams, the structures that are holding, that are the house itself. And this is the bottom of the pier. And I
Wow.
believe it's sitting in the
Oh.
water.
Yeah, looks like it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess we really have to understand what this is gonna take and
Right.
how they're gonna protect the lake. And, we need a whole heck of a lot more information by the next meeting.
Yeah. I mean, I told him, I said, are you going to put in a coffer dam? And I just got a
Or
chat
even
that
just a
Dan Greenbaum is
think of
signing on. So I don't know.
vein or, something. We have no concept at all of what's entailed here and how the
Right.
lake will be protected.
Right. So I told the applicant when he came in, they wanted this to be done as an emergency application. And I said, I don't think that's going to fly because we need to see where is the lake? How are you holding back the water? What are you going to be using? How are you going to be doing it? So, there were a lot of questions that I had to give to him. And, he was like, well, I was asked to just do this, so I'm doing it.
Well, I think it would be useful to put in writing, what additional information is required by the application itself, plus what we would need to understand the sequence of, who's doing this work and what is the work and step one,
Right.
step two, step three, and how is the lake going to be protected? That's really, we can't act on something that we have no sense of,
Right.
Well, to
So-
begin with, we should have a site plan.
We need so much more than that. And I think, Donna, maybe you could draft a, series of questions in writing, email them to him, tell him that we need this information prior to the next meeting so that we can review it.
Okay, so what is the actual work, the steps of the work? How is the lake protected while you're doing the work? We need a site plan showing the lake. And we need all of this prior to the next meeting to review. You know, I mean, because I had said, you know, how are you going to put in a coffer dam? I don't think so. I think I'm just gonna crawl under there and just put in pilings with concrete. Like, yeah, I don't think so. And what's going to happen to the deck? Because the deck does extend out. How is he going to get underneath all of that without removing the deck? So there were a lot of questions that I had that he couldn't answer. He just said it needs to be done.
Here he is.
And Dan Greenbaum just came in, so.
Dan, are you here? Dan Greenbaum, are you here?
Oh, did you see me here?
We can see Carl, we can see you, but we're asking for Dan.
I know you are, but I just wanted to make sure because I signed on a while ago.
Yep.
Because I wasn't notified that you saw me. So.
Dan, looks like he's muted.
Dan, can you unmute yourself? All right, we can't hear you if you're talking. Donna, is he muted on our end?
No, he's not. He doesn't show up as being muted here.
He did, and then now he's back to being not muted.
I think he muted himself and then unmuted himself, but for some reason we can't hear him.
Can you ask him in a chat?
About a phone call.
Sorry, I can't hear any audio right now.
All right. Well, I think you're going to just have to, we would just repeat the questions that we asked. We need a sequence of what's going to happen exactly from start to finish. We need to understand how the lake is going to be protected. We need a completed application with a site plan that identifies this property. We understand there's some urgency to it, but we still need the information we need. Does anybody else have any other thoughts about what we ought to be asking for?
No, I think that covers it. We need it all.
All right. We need a motion to table this application.
Okay, I
Well,
just wrote to Dan that I will be sending you an email explaining everything the commission is asking for. And the application will be tabled until the next meeting.
Well, are we accepting the application if it's incomplete?
You know, I don't know actually the procedure here. It's on the agenda. Theoretically, it shouldn't have been on the agenda as an incomplete application. I suppose we could say that we're not accepting it as complete, and then the clock doesn't start ticking. Is that correct, Donna? Could we do that?
I was
I
wondering
believe-
about that.
I'm sorry, Marge?
I was gonna say, I was wondering about that.
I
If we
think that
can-
you can make a determination that the application is not complete and therefore you're not accepting it. And that they need to resubmit and it'll be on the agenda next month, and that's when the clock will start. Because it's advantageous to the applicant at that point in time, I think,
Right.
because
The
it
only
gives,
concern I have about that,
say again, Lynn, I'm sorry.
the only concern, look, I'm not a builder, so I don't know. But the only concern I have about that is that if it truly does need to happen sooner rather than later, that puts it off for a whole nother month.
Right.
That's a good point too, Lynn, actually. If we can get all the, if we can, we keep it on the agenda, table it till next month, get all the information for the next meeting, then maybe we would be able to act on it.
Yeah, and if not, we still have the ability to table it again.
Right,
If it truly is an emergency, it behooves the applicant to get us the information we need so that we can actually make a legal and proper decision.
right. Yeah, I think that makes more sense than not accepting it.
Okay.
Okay. What do you think, Paul? You raised it. What do
Yeah.
you think?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, so we're going
Okay.
to continue the application to the next regular meeting. Paul, did you move on
Rita.
that?
Yeah, so moved.
I'll second.
Second? Thanks, Marge. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstention? Okay, very good. All right, so we'll move on to old business application 1282, Carl Robb, who is here. And Donna, do you have any updates on this? We had asked Cynthia to take a look at whether or not adding water to the area, flat water to the area, would be beneficial. I did not see in the information that we got that she addressed that directly, although she alluded to the fact that the wetlands in that area as a wetland would have more ecosystem value than pond.
Right.
But did you have an update?
I did. I sent Cynthia an email. And what I had said to her was, some of the commissions during the sidewalk wanted to know if she knew where the water would be coming from, whether or not it was a vernal pool, and that one of the commissioners did not think so, and would allowing the creation of this pond have a detrimental impact on the surrounding wetland area. So Cynthia wrote back and said, yes, she does remember. And she said, while I am not a hydrologist, my opinion is that there probably is an insufficient water budget to support a pond. I have told Carl my opinion about creating a pond in the wetland, and I do not think it is advisable, and I don't support it. Carl has asked me if I would work with him to enhance the wetland, by which he means plantings. And while I have told him I consider the wetland to be very beautiful with extensive ferns under the trees, I had recommended adding native understory trees and shrubs to improve the habitat function of the wetland. And that based on her communication with Carl, it was her understanding that he was not going to pursue this any further. So Carl is here, and I guess he can answer that question.
Well, based on all the information that has been gathered and the studies that have been done, I want to do what's best for my property, of course, and what's best for the environment. And in some ways they conflict because I would like to have a pond. But on the other hand, if the pond is going to not have enough water, I don't think that's a good thing. And the other thing is, if we're going to enhance the wetlands to make it more beautiful and to be compatible with the rest of the property, because I've done put a lot of hard work into making that property look nice. I want to be reasonable, and I want to get your opinions about, I mean, she didn't say we can not put the pond in, but she just said she didn't recommend it, you know?
Right.
So since all of you have been doing this for a long time, and I'm a rookie here, I defer to you for your opinions, and then we'll move forward. Is that reasonable?
Well, we're happy to provide our opinions, but I will say that we tend to rely on the experts, like Cynthia. And if Donna, I hope you'll share that email with everybody so that we have that.
Yep.
But if she's feeling like she doesn't support it, for a variety of reasons. It sounds like the biggest one being she's not sure that it will fill in.
Mhm,
We probably wouldn't disagree with her opinion.
mhm.
So in other words, you kind of feel that she's right in the sense, I guess you've seen other properties where people wanted to do ponds. And I guess you seem to feel that there will not be enough water in this, at this site to sustain the pond.
I've seen that happen
I
a
think
couple of times in my professional life when I used to do this. Twice I had people who wanted to put in ponds and they did a lot of creative regrading. This was long before I was on Inland Wetlands Commission. They put boulders here and there, they did plantings, and they got maybe 2 feet of water.
Hmm.
It just, you can't wish something that isn't there. And I totally agree with Cynthia that if that's her gut instinct, that it's not enough to support a pond, you're creating a false environment in doing that. Whereas if it could be kept as a wetlands and just augmented as such, I think that makes a lot more sense.
Right, I understand. I wouldn't say it's a false environment because, I mean, my neighbor has a very, very filled pond, huge pond, and it seems to be the same aquifer. So I suspect there may be some springs under there. But the bottom line is this: if I'm look, I'll be disappointed. I put money into this. I had to pay $2,000 to get the survey done, and I had to pay the Cynthia to do the wetlands, flagging and the soil test, and so on. And it was a cost to me, and I am disappointed. But if everyone agrees, and if it's not good for the wetlands, then I will say no pond.
And I just, Carl, just to clarify a little bit, I think that just because your neighbor's pond works doesn't mean that the microenvironment that's on your property would be just as successful. There's a difference between what's going on there and what's going on your property. I mean, it's hard to, I can't put it into words, but because I'm not a soil scientist either, but there's clearly differences. So I don't think you can count on the fact that just because there's another pond on what might be the same water system, that your pond would survive.
Okay, we don't know that for sure, but I'm not willing to do a
I'm
more
just
testing.
suggesting.
Yeah, I'm not willing. I appreciate your comments, by the way. And I'm not willing to do any more expense to do any more testing. It may be the same, it may be different, and maybe the springs may not be able to come up because of the amount of soil that's covering them. Scott Finucane felt that it would be a sufficient water supply, but based on the vegetation. But all right, well, Cynthia is an expert, and she and I know each other. And she called me and asked me whether it would be okay. And I said that would be fine because, again, I want to do what's best for the environment. I don't want to do what's best for me. So I'm going to, I'll say, okay, I'll buy it. Just give me a refund. No, only kidding.
So you're
Okay.
withdrawing the application?
Pardon?
Are you withdrawing the application then, Carl?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess under the circumstances, yes. Unfortunately for me, but yes.
We're grateful for your caring about the wetlands and your property, obviously.
No,
but
I
also
care deeply
the-
about the wetlands. I'm a biologist. I taught
Well, thank
biology
you.
for many years.
Well,
And-
thank you.
You're welcome. So the best of luck to
Do we
all of
need a
you.
mo- Thank you. Hang on one second, Carl. Do we need any kind of official motion, Donna?
Yeah, I just need someone to accept the withdrawal of the application, and this way it'll close everything out.
I'll
Go.
make a motion to accept the withdrawal of application 1282-22.
Second?
I'll second.
Thanks, Carl. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Okay. Carl, thank you again for working with us and for your obvious caring about the natural environment in your backyard. Thank you.
No, it's my pleasure. And I want to wish Donna a very happy retirement, that she's going through with that.
Thank you, Carl.
You're welcome.
Thanks. Yeah,
All right,
it really has been, I think, a learning experience for all of us.
Mhm.
You
Yeah,
know, I don't think in the 10 years that I've been doing this, I've never seen anybody come to us saying that they want to create a pond. And so this was, you know, it definitely was a learning experience. So
Great.
thank you for
All right.
that.
You're welcome. All right, the best to everybody, okay?
Okay, thanks, Carl.
Yeah, take care. Bye-bye, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, so now we are on to 5B, application 128522, Dan and Cheryl Roth.
Okay, I got a message from Dan Greenbaum, sorry. Sorry, my computer speakers are working fine, but I can't figure out why I can't hear anything. Anyway, I probably wouldn't have been able to answer the questions. I haven't talked to the builder or the engineer lately.
So he'll have to do that then.
Okay, all right, so I sent him a message earlier.
Yeah, just let him know that we've got questions and he's got a month, so,
Okay,
all right. On this next, 128522. I think this looks pretty straightforward, didn't it, from the last meeting? Did we have
Yep.
outstanding questions? I think so.
I went down there and met with Bart and the property owner. It's actually a very nice little piece of property with a beautiful pond in the back that when he bangs one of the posts, koi, this big, comes swimming up to the dock. So it was, you know, quite interesting. And it is really straightforward. I put pictures in the folder. I don't know if you guys have been able to see them or not.
Yep.
And so while we were there, you know, just chatting with Bart, this garage will be built similar to the existing house, which has a large overhang. What Bart, you think it's about 3 feet? Isn't that what we kind of figured?
Yes.
So instead of putting in any kind of gutters with downspouts, they're just gonna put some gravel around the outside so that the water drips into that and then takes its time going into the little stream behind it. So I think that should help. You know, you're not going to get all the flood off of the roof in a downspout shooting off into the lower portion of that piece of property. And there really isn't any place else to move it because of the front lawn and the nice tree that's there. Plus the fact that the septic is there as well. So this is really the only place that they can put it. So, and then at the
Okay,
last
so
meeting,
that was,
Bart
I
had
think, our-
assured us, you know, where he was going to be putting the silt fencing and that there wouldn't be any disturbance on the
Yeah.
other side of that.
Right. So did you actually get that on the site plan? Silt fence?
The
Yes,
silt
That
fence is shown up.
fence it was on there, right?
yes.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah, I think the concern was that they were going to be having to go behind the silt fence in order to dig out, but that's not going to be the case.
Okay, great. Thank you, Donna, for the site visit. Bart, was there anything
sure.
else you wanted to add, or?
No, I
No?
think we're all set from this end.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions for Bart?
Nope.
So I think we are ready to make a motion to approve.
I will make a motion to approve application. It would 128522.
I second.
Thanks, Ken. Johnson? Any further questions or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Or abstention?
Great. Thanks very much.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks, Bart.
Thanks, Donna.
All right. Move on to 5C, possible notice of violation, Stanley Greenbaum, I was in receipt of an email that was sent to me at 3 something today. I did not see it. I was in another meeting, so I didn't see it until 5:30. And I don't believe it was sent out to the rest of the commission. It was a letter from Stan. And I would recommend that we include it in the packets for our next regular meeting and come to it then. There were a number of issues as I scanned it quickly, a couple of questions I had, but I want to go back and take a look at the materials that we have from the Northwest Conservation District and just kind of see. There's a lot of information in the letter, and I don't expect any of us to have had a chance to absorb it. Is Stan there? Okay. Donna, did
Yes.
you have anything else you wanted to add to that?
Nope.
Okay.
I
So we will-
will take it and email it out to the commission members, I guess. I just thought the quickest way for everyone to see it would be put into the meeting folder, which is where it is, but then I will include it in the September 19th meeting.
Okay. All right.
I'm objecting to the inclusion of it in the next month's meeting. I think you have to issue a notice of violation under your enforcement clause of your regulations.
Is there a timetable on the enforcement of violation in the enforcement clause of our regulation, Donna? I don't have my regs handy.
For a notice of violation, it has to be issued. And then the special meeting and then a meeting has to be held within 10 days.
But we haven't issued a notice of violation, is that
We have
correct?
not.
We're investigating whether or not a violation has occurred, is that correct?
That's
Is there
correct.
a timetable for that? Is there a
No.
timetable for that investigation?
Well, you know, I object to that, and that's fundamentally, that's really a fundamental due process issue. The
I don't think so.
materials,
I
the
don't think
facts,
so. We're not,
facts don't support this at all. There's no refuse on my property.
we're not issuing a notice of violation yet. As we've explained repeatedly, we're just looking for information relative to the location of the wetlands.
Oh, you have some new information about that?
No, we don't. Do we?
Yes, you do. It was
Donna,
submitted
do you
with
have
the
some
email
information
today.
about do we have a map that shows the location of the wetlands?
Actually, I've not looked at anything that was sent in. Like I said, I got this at 4:15 this afternoon. I put it in the meeting folder, and then I went into a meeting at 4 o'clock that didn't end until 6:30, 6:35. So I've not
Okay.
had an
Right.
opportunity to look at it. So
Well, you
honestly,
have-
And
I don't know what's in there.
Not
and neither
surprising.
has anybody else.
That's fine. You have a report from J. Fain and Associates LLC Environmental Consulting Services. They were recommended to me by Gary Hawk, who's my surveyor, and it speaks to the issues that you've raised.
So we're going to have the opportunity to read the information and absorb it, and then discuss it at the next regular meeting.
I will not be here. I'll see you in a couple of months.
Okay, thanks, Stanley.
Stan.
Anything else to come before the commission? Underwritten? Did we get anything else, Donna?
Nope. Nope, nothing else for written.
Okay. And do we need to go into executive session? I don't think we do. I think we just have some good news to share, right?
Right, yeah. Do you want to share it? Go ahead, Lynn.
Well, Paul can share it. Paul and I, along with Wes Wyrick and,
Alice Hicks and Daryl Chernisky.
we made up this subcommittee of the search committee to hire a new land use administrator, knowing that Donna was going to be retiring soon. And we got together and interviewed a couple of candidates. And then we went into executive session. Well, we were already in executive session. And then we had a conversation comparing the skill sets of candidates. And then made a decision to make a recommendation to the Board of Selectmen to hire Ty Kern as our next land use administrator.
I
And
thought she
we-
had another job.
does, but she's looking to come back to Kent. Yeah,
Yay.
Yeah.
yeah.
'Cause I thought you had said first that you were looking at Ty and then that she went and took some other job somewhere else, but then that didn't work out, it sounds like. Or
Well, it
whatever.
worked out. She just got a promotion, but she, for a lot of reasons, feels like this is a better fit for her.
Good,
So,
good, 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 good,
Yeah.
good.
yeah.
Happy to have her back.
So we made that recommendation to the Board of Selectmen, and at their regular meeting or at their special meeting today, I should say, they accepted our recommendation. So,
Great.
It's awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
that's the
So,
meeting done earlier.
right.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. So we're looking at a September 6th start date. I sent her a text message and told her to go ahead, that the Board of Selectmen did approve the recommendation. So she will be turning in her letter of resignation tomorrow. And we're figuring 2 weeks from tomorrow, which brings us to September 6th. So she'll be starting right after Labor Day. And then we'll sit down and have a conversation about how long she thinks that I should hang out. And then I have to look to see what's happening with the plan of conservation and development, because I did make a commitment to stay through that. So tentatively, I'm looking at like October 7th would be my last day. Depending on what happens at the plan of conservation and development meeting that's being held on August 29th, we'll have a better idea of what the time frame is for that. And so that's
Wow.
kind of what we're looking at, I mean, and it'll really be up to her. She might tell me, pound sand, I'm good. And so then I would be leaving a little bit sooner than that. So it'll all be up to her. She asked me, how long are you staying? And I was like, I don't know, you're the new boss, you tell me. So we'll
So
see what
Donna,
happens. Yeah,
is this our last Zoom with you then?
it could be. I think I
Oh.
probably would stay at least, to do at least one more meeting with all of my commissions before,
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
why I'm
okay.
looking more towards October, because
Yeah.
Yeah.
we will be here for the September 8th meeting with planning and zoning, and then the September 19th meeting. So then, I'm looking at that following week. So we'll
Oh,
probably have
great.
one more meeting.
Super.
via Zoom.
well, and
And
we'll have,
I don't know, by then you might be in person if you want to, or hybrid, because supposedly the room could be done by October.
What's being done at the room?
They're setting it up as a hybrid meeting room, the large meeting room.
Oh.
So they were the electricians were here today running wires. And then they had to get the equipment is in. It's now doing the infrastructure work of running wires, pulling electric, pulling cable, and then
Wow.
finding an electrician to hang everything. I mean, a carpenter to hang everything, and then for
Wow.
training. So
When can we
using the
have a
hour?
happy hour?
I know we never really did that, and the summer's over already, right?
I'm
Well,
low
maybe-
on happy hour.
Maybe we could do that for Donna's retirement.
No,
Yeah.
I don't need anything.
Okay. Oh,
No, I would be more than happy
that's
to
a
go out
good
with you guys
idea,
for
though.
drinks.
I
so-
like that idea.
So, yeah. So that's it. So, yeah,
are
so,
you saying you would be more than happy to go out for drinks? I hope that's what I heard you say.
yeah, with you guys, I'd love to go out for drinks with you guys.
Yeah, I think we need to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you want, I can do a doodle poll and send something out and see, where are we? We are at the 22nd. How about if I shoot for the week of September 12th and see what everybody's doing then?
I'm gonna be on vacation no matter what, so I'm probably gonna miss it. I'll be back for the meeting, but
Well, then we have to do it the week of the September 19th then.
Okay, I was gonna say
Oh, we
September
can't-
15th
but we
is a
just
big
can't
deadline
do it.
on me.
How about October sometime? I'm gonna be gone from September 14th to October 12th.
Oh, my goodness. We'll
Where you
figure it all
going?
out.
Where
We'll
you
figure
headed?
it out. October would
vineyard.
be a nice time up, actually, at Macedonia.
Let's do that. Let's
You
do
know,
that.
it would be beautiful then.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
That sounds good.
So with that being
Okay,
said,
where are you going?
obviously, I will not be attending the next meeting.
Okay, so Paul,
You're
you
gonna
won't
be
be here in
Paul.
September.
Where you headed, Paul?
Martha's Vineyard.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Oh, it is beautiful time out there.
Paul, when do you come back? The 14th?
I'll be back October 12th.
Okay, I might be in
And when do you-
Mexico.
When-
We'll
I
talk
don't
to
know.
Ty about that.
Paul, when do you leave? Paul, when do you leave?
When do I leave? I'm leaving September 14th.
A whole month.
I mean, if you really, really, really desperately need me, call me and I'll see if I can zoom in.
Okay, thanks. All right. Anything else?
Nope, I think that's it.
Okay, then we need a motion to adjourn.
So moved?
Seconded.
Any further discussion? All right, all in favor? Aye.
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 Bye-bye. Thanks,
Okay,
Take care,
Donna.
everybody.
Good
Enjoy the
night,
rest
all.
of the summer.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.